Good morning and welcome to another Ministry Minute with Pastor T. Look here this morning, I'm talking about keep your word. I am in the New Living Translation Bible. I am in the book of Numbers, chapter 30, verses 1 and 2, and it reads, Then Moses summoned the leaders of the tribes of Israel and told them, This is what the Lord has commanded. A man who makes a vow to the Lord or makes a pledge under oath must never break it. He must do exactly what he said he would do. Amen. Look here. Now, in the Bible days, making a vow or making an oath was entirely voluntarily. Now, you didn't have to do it. It was no law. It wasn't no commandment that you make a vow. And so when people open up their mouths to make a vow, Moses was saying, look here, you have to keep it. Why? Because you did it voluntarily. God is going to hold you to it. And here it is. When we make vows to do something for the Lord or to abstain from something so we can get closer to God, God holds us to that. Over there in Ecclesiastes, he said, look here, if you make a vow, you better go ahead and try to make good on it real quick because God does not take delight in fools. And he says it's better to not make a vow than to make a vow and don't keep it. In other words, if you're going to tell me you're going to do something, I expect for you to do it. I expect for you to keep your word. I don't want no good intention that ends up in a lie. And that's what many of us do. We have good intentions and we tell God, Lord, I'm going to do this. Lord, I'm going to do that. It start off with a good intention, but it ends in a lie because we don't keep our word to God. And God is looking for us to keep our word, and he's holding us to our word. And so on today, before we part our lips to tell God what we're going to do for him and how we're going to serve him and how we're not going to turn our back on him and how for God I live and for God I die and how, Lord, you can have all of me and I surrender all. Before we part our lips to say all of those things, we better make sure that we go into it full-hearted. He don't want no half-hearted promises. He don't want no half-hearted vows because this is what my Bible says. It says a liar won't tarry in the sight of God. And when we make a vow and we don't keep our word, we become liars, and God does not even want us in his face. And so on today, keep your word. And before you part your mouth to say certain things to God, you better think on them things. And you better make sure as soon as you say it that you're ready to make good on your word. Because once you lose your word, you don't have nothing. Amen. God bless you. I hope you've enjoyed this ministry minute. And if it be the Lord's will, I'll be back on tomorrow. You have yourself a blessed day.